I wanted to make this video for everyone that's trying to replace their main source of income for trading, because I wanted to run through the right way to do it. Because I see a lot of people, they'll message me and they'll say, hey, I've just quit my job, I'm going into trading full time, I'm going to give it my all. And I'll ask them, I'll say, how long have you been trading for? And they'll say a couple of days, a couple of weeks. And not only have they now put the pressures of, trading in general on themselves, they've now got to make money and they've got bills coming in, they've got all this stuff on top of that. So now the pressures of trading have just doubled, and they're already hard enough as it is. So the right way to do things, if you are wanting to replace your income with trading and do it full time, is you need consistency. If you have had one green month, for example, that is not enough to go full time in trading. What does that actually prove? Because becoming profitable is one thing, but staying profitable consistently is another thing. And you don't want to have the pressures of, trying to have green months every month. And then on top of that, you've got to be making enough for you to be able to pay your bills every single week or every month, or however you pay them. You don't need that stress. For me, when I became profitable, it was another 12 months that I waited, because I was still building that consistency up and I didn't need that extra pressure. And if you can't consistently be profitable for 12 months and make enough to cover your bills, as soon as you go full time, if you haven't done that, you're just going to have stress after stress after stress that you don't need, and your trading is just going to fall off. Like, you'll see a lot of people, right? They'll go, oh, I'm profitable, I'm going to go full time, and then they blow their accounts and they put all this extra pressure on themselves, and now they're back trying to get funded again, working a job. Like, you don't need that, because all it does is crush your confidence, and it'll be harder for you to go full time, because you think, oh, well, this is what happened last time. And it's just like a psychological loop that just makes things harder and harder and harder. I think as well, like, a lot of things you don't realize is when you are a full-time trader, right, you are going to have drawdown months. Like, you're going to have red months. You're not going to have a green month every single year. You're going to have months where you're going to make less than the previous month, or you're going to have, losing streaks, or you're going to have months that are red. If you don't have at least 6 to 12 months of living expenses saved up, not savings in general, like this is just designated for bills, you're going to struggle, because you are going to have drawdown months. Like, you're going to have red months, and then you don't need the stress of being like, oh, I need to make this extra money because we had a red month. Like, it doesn't matter, because you've got that, you've got that 6 to 12 months worth of savings to cover those bills. You need to make it as less stressful as possible. And it just comes back to the rush. Like, everyone's trying to rush, they want the freedom, but doing it that way isn't going to give you freedom. It's just going to take you 10 steps back, because you're going to go full time. It's not going to end well. It's going to crush your confidence, and then you're going to be back to square one. And then you're going to have this, dark cloud hanging over your head that you can't do it full time, and it's, scary. And what if it happens last time? So just take your time, right? Don't put that psychological pressure on yourself. Make sure you can still execute for 12 months straight with a profitable trading system. See if you can consistently manage that for 12 months. Like, 1 month ain't going to prove anything. Like, it's like one green trade doesn't mean that you're a profitable trader. Like, you need consistency. You need to see results before you put those extra pressures, because the rent, your landlord isn't going to go, oh, it's all good, I know you've had a red month, I'll just skip out on my payment this month. Like, no stresses here. Like, the bills aren't going to stop because you're having a hard time. And this is the problem with trading, is we make things a lot harder than what it actually needs to be. And then we're always putting these extra stresses on top of on top of everything. And trying to go full time too early doesn't end well. Like, it's just so much more pressure that you don't need. And if you're already struggling with revenge trading and over trading and oversizing to become profitable, and you think that's stressful, imagine trying to do that and then pay your bills. It's going to be 20 times worse, and then it's just going to make you go into these situations that you don't need to be in. And there's always going to be another trade or this and that, but in reality, like, if you're trying to force things to happen because you've got bills to pay, like, it's just a recipe for disaster. And you don't need that. You really, really don't need that. So if you are trying to do that, prove to yourself, you owe it to yourself to prove that you can be consistent for 12 months. What's 12 months? Like if you've already been unprofitable for 2 years or whatever it is, like 3 years, what's 12 months of being profitable and still working your job? And you can use that money to save up for more capital. Like what is, what's the rush? What's the big deal? It's only 12 months. Like if you've already spent 2 or 3 years or whatever it is in trading, like what's another 12 months going to do? And if you're profitable for that 12 months, you've made money as a trader and you've also made extra because you've had a job and you haven't had the stresses. And then you can switch and go full time. And then obviously when you do go full time, like you are going to have the stresses because you are going to have to, continuously pay bills. But if you've put all the measures in place, like you've proven to yourself this, you've proven to yourself you can, do it for 12 months straight and you've got 6 to 12 months, like you're not going to have the stresses. And that's the important thing, right? You need to implement everything. It's like trading, right? You need to implement the systems to combat FOMO, revenge trading, all that kind of stuff, right? It's the same as when you go full time. You need to have all the measures in place to make the transition as less stressful as possible because everything's going to double, everything is going to heighten, and it's going to get a lot worse. And let's just say you do go full time after you've proven yourself for 12 months and you've done everything right and you can't handle the stresses. It doesn't really matter. Just go back, get a part-time job, get something. You don't have to just go, boom, I'm going straight full-time, I'm quitting my job. Like if you feel like you need a little bit of security, like there's nothing wrong with that. Like just cut back your hours and just slowly transition. It's like growing your capital, right? It's like increasing capital on your trades. You're not going to go from $1,000 capital, on risk to 10,000. You're going to slowly increase it. And if you feel like it's really, really hard to go from, work to full-time trading, go casual, do something like that and just slowly transition your way out. Like every single aspect, like I see like every single aspect of trading, everyone's in such a massive rush. And rushing doesn't get you anywhere, right? Rushing just makes things a lot harder for yourself. Like trading isn't something that can be rushed. You can't force the trades. It's like, you're trying to force a trade outcome to happen. Like you've got no control over it. Like it's the same with full time. It's the same. And the more that the longer you wait, right, from when you are profitable to then transitioning, it's also building discipline. It's also building patience. Like these are the main things that you need to develop as a trader. So even if you are like mentally, if you are 1 month in the green and you're like, yeah, I'm going to go full time, like that is just screaming you shouldn't be doing it. You don't have the patience to see if you can consistently do it for X amount of time. You're just trying to jump the gun. And you're all excited and you're G'd up, you're ready to rock and roll. Like just slow it down. Like again, everything about trading and everything you've probably heard and all the books you've read, there is no rush. And for me personally, like there's no rush. Like what was the rush, to blow the account? And what are you in a rush for? To put all this extra stress on yourself you don't need because you've got something to prove to yourself and you want the freedom. I'm telling you now, if you do this, you will not have the trading freedom. You're just going to cause more pain and you're just going to, put these heavy fears in your mind about what it's like to go as a full-time trader. And then once if you do go full-time trading and it doesn't work out because you haven't given enough time, and then when you're trying to do it again, it's going to be in the back of your mind and it's going to make things way harder again. Like just don't rush the process. Like if you don't have 12 months of consistency being profitable, and you don't have 6 to 12 months of living expenses, you shouldn't even be thinking about going full-time as a trader because the stresses, you think it's stressful now, like add that on top and it is 3 times worse, like 3 times worse. Don't rush, just take your time, collect data, create consistency, have discipline, that's all that trading matters. And like I said before, like what's 1 year? Like if you've already put 2, 3, 4 years into it, like what's another 12 months? Like in retrospective things, like if you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life, like what's 12 months? Like it's nothing. And before you know it, literally before you know it, it's already been 12 months and you've collected all the data and you've done everything right and you're in a great mindset, and then you can switch to full time. And then, if you do have a drawdown month, it doesn't matter because you've got your savings. You know, you've accounted for it. You know what it's like to go through, you know, drawdown months and green months, and, you know, come out, you know, on the other end in a green year. Like, if you haven't done that, how do you know what it's going to be like? Just take your time. Just don't rush. I didn't rush. I 100% know that if I did that, I would have failed completely again. It would have been worse. So just take your time. It will happen. It will happen.